Hey there. So today I'm going to replace my flimsy, cheesy plastic faucet in my travel trailer. And you can see it's just your basic 2-handle faucet with a 4-inch center set. And let's see what's underneath. So basically it has these swivel connectors that mount onto the bottom of the faucet, and it goes straight into the PEX with a crimp fitting, with a crimp ring, and then it travels over and elbows down through the cabinet. So what I plan on doing is cutting that tubing, putting in a stop, and then a supply riser, and then going up to the new faucet. So let's see what it takes to get this job done. So first of all, you'll need a good source of light. And I have this Milwaukee light. Oh great, my air conditioning's turning on. Okay, let's turn this off. There we go. So anyway, you need a good source of light. And I've got this Milwaukee, it's a swivel light. And I tell you what, this thing will light up the room. Watch the back there, see if it lights it up. Yeah, so I mean, this thing is super bright. I was really surprised when I bought this how bright it is and how much it lights up the area. So anyway, source of light so you can see what you're doing underneath the sink. Also, another tool you'll need is a cutter to cut the PEX pipe. This is a ratcheting one. I have a scissor type. I just can't find it. But this ratcheting one will work just as well. And then, of course, you'll need the faucet. So let's take a look at the faucet. Unboxing of the Simmons faucet. And so here we go. Okay, so this is what's in the box. This is what I'm putting in there. It's a Simmons lav faucet. It's actually very heavy duty. Solid brass. It has copper lines with male adapters for the supply lines. You'll also, speaking of supply lines, you'll need a couple of these, and this has a nut which will screw onto the bottom of the faucet, and then this nut will fasten on to the straight stop. So what's included with the faucet? You'll have this deck plate, which will go between the faucet and the sink. What's this? Well, this here is the faucet I bought actually has a tamper-proof aerator, which really doesn't matter. You've got your mounting kit, which includes the nut, spacer, and a bracket. And then of course you have the 2 lav nuts, which you won't use on this because you're using the flexible lav risers. Also, the valve I decided to put on, really don't need to put one on an RV, but I needed some way to transition from the PEX pipe to a supply riser, because that's the kind of faucet I'm gonna, I just didn't want to replumb it, hard plumb it. I'd rather have a supply riser on there. Anyway, this here is the straight stop I'm using. It's made by SharkBite. It's quarter turn, so that's nice. It has a 3/8 nut on the one side for your supply riser, and on the other side it has the SharkBite fitting, which when you cut the PEX will go into that hole there, and it's got a little stiffener in there, and then you push it all the way in until it bottoms out, which is going to be about an inch in depth onto the pipe. And this here is kind of a beauty ring. It's also could be a removal tool. If you had to remove the stop, you just snap it over the pipe, and then like so, and then you'd pull it this way towards the faucet or towards the valve, and this will release its grip on the pipe. Okay, let's see what we got here. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you shut off the water to the faucet so that there's no water in there, which I have done. And then the next thing is you'll want to remove the faucet. So there's a couple things you'll need to do. Now you're going to need to remove the hot and the cold supply, and also the lock nuts which fasten the faucet down to the sink. So let's give that a shot. So sometimes you kind of need to be a contortionist to get this done. So let's see if I can do this here. So also sometimes these are only hand tight. I mean, sometimes they're tightened with a wrench, but sometimes you can loosen them without a wrench. Yep, nope, I will definitely need a wrench. Okay, and now let's try this again. There, I got it. Okay, now, as you can see, I got one of them done. Alright, that was not easy. That did it. Okay, so I loosened it with the one, and then you can do it by hand the rest of the way. Okay, good. These are only hand tight, and this is why plumbers make so much money. Alright, because it's no fun, and it's not easy, and it's full of headaches. So don't ever complain about what a plumber charges you. Try fixing it yourself. Alright. There we go. Time for removal. It just simply pulls straight out. And you can see why it's such a cheap faucet. It's very lightweight. It's made by Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix makes a lot of RV faucets. They're lightweight. They're usually all plastic. They're not bad quality. They're just, I just don't like the feel of it when you turn the water on and off. So I'm going with a different one. So now's a good time to clean this off. There we go. Perfect. And put the new one in. So let's dry fit the new one just to see. Make sure it's not going to be too big. Ugh. See, that's the other thing that on these RV sinks, they're really small. And if you notice, the spout extends way past the middle of the sink. So if you can get around that, if you're okay with that, then it's a good thing. Otherwise, see, because look how far that is. That's like, well, I don't know. Let me put that other one back in. Yeah, see, so this one here is probably an inch or two closer to the back side of the sink. So looking straight down, and then you put this other one in, it's right on top of the drain, which might not be bad. But I just like a little bit more space in the front. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot better faucet, so I'm going to go with it. And then underneath you can see that the supplies with the fittings come down a ways, so that'll be easy to hook up. Okay, now to mount the faucet. Definitely up there, nice and tight. Okay, so basically you can see that I just cut the hot and the cold line, and I installed the straight stops onto the PEX, and I turned the valves quarter turn to the right to turn them off, and the next thing is to hook up the supply lines. Hand tighten as much as possible, and a couple turns with a wrench. Get hard, it's just difficult. How about that? Let's get these tightened in. Okay, now let's try turning the water on and see if we have any leaks. Okay, I turned this one on. No leaks there. And no leaks there. And let's turn the other one on. And no leaks up there. And no leaks down here. So, let's see if we have water at the faucet. Perfect. How about that? Oh, I like the spray pattern. It's nice. So, I forgot this faucet has a 0.5 gallon per minute aerator on it. So, you will be saving a lot of water, because normally they're about 2.2 gallons per minute. This is a half a gallon, so it's 25% of what it normally is, at least. And on top of that, you won't be using as much water, you won't be filling up your gray tank as much either. So, and it's got a nice spray, made by Simmons. Awesome. Hey, thanks for watching, and click like if you like the video, and subscribe. Thank you.